Okay, so some people are a little worried over the tariffs of Mr. Trump and his policies, so I figured I would go into numbers just a little bit, just to gloss over. This is Golden Dawn, the original count of the teaching, rites, and ceremonies of the Hermetic Order. Golden Dawn, for a brief history, is the organization that Yeats and Crowley famously fought over, where Yeats was at the top of the stairs with two of his disciples, and Crowley was trying to take a hostile takeover. He came back from France and he was doing this Crowley bullshit, and they're having a mystical duel. And then, Crowley gets a little too close to Yeats, and Yeats just fucking, boom, fucking kicks his ass down the stairs. That's how the lore goes. That's how the story goes. Other people say it was just lawyers, and Yeats wasn't even there, and people were just serving papers or whatever. But they they might have made shit up for theatrics. We're talking hoity-toity kind of society in Britain, turn of the century, 1900s. I think Blavatsky had already come out with a lot of her stuff and her travels to the East and India and all this. So it was kind of getting mainstream at this point. So this is the Golden Dawn. We're going to refer to numbers and how numbers are kind of bullshit, all of them, because of reasons by reference of Pike. Man is imperfect, therefore all his creations are imperfect. Man and woman. You don't want to get a Tolkien thing with the Witch King, oh, I am no man, I'm a woman, so now it's now everything is nullified. It's when somebody says man in spellcraft and stuff, they generally mean human people, and maybe that's the fault of misogyny or patriarchal culture, what have you. Be more specific in your incantations. Say people are imperfect, therefore the creation of people is imperfect. And one way I discovered that, aside from merely just language, is notes on the tarot. And this is where I discovered it. In the tree of life on the tarot, each path forms the connecting link between two of the Sephiroth. The king and the queen are the correlations of the Abba and the Ama in that suit. The knight or prince answers to Micro Prosperous, and the knave of the princes, which was anciently a female figure, is referred to the bride, Kala, or Malka. Okay, no problem. Combining then the material attributions of the Sephiroth and the past, it results that, now here's the kicker, 0, Fool, equal the crown of wisdom. The primum mobile, acting through the air on the zodiac. But notice, he starts it with 0, and then immediately followed up by the word fool. So one could easily see that fucking, wait a minute, 0 is not a fucking number here. And this goes all the way up to 22. Or it would if fool wasn't counted as 0. And these are the tarot, justice, the wheel, fortune, emperor, devil, tower, everything like this, universe. And this is after the tarot was redone by that autistic girl. So basically all the numbers we got since whatever year this came out, basically since they created the fucking Federal Reserve in 1908, and we're talking 1908, the number system they've been using has been a catch-22. It's all been a catch-22. It's why we don't have like the Jetsons. We don't have our dogs rigged up, and we're not flying up in the clouds. You know what I mean? Like we're still fighting over pronouns, and we're fighting over who gets to use what bathroom and stuff like that. And it pretty much boils down to the number in quotation marks, 0. It's 0 point. It's like you're looking for a 0 point reactor, where the point is that 0 isn't a number at all. It just isn't. Just isn't. So it's especially relevant in today's day and age with AI and scripts and, people getting messed up. I had a witch do like a number spell on me, and I couldn't get away from it. And then there was like this fucking purple cloud, and I'm like, oh shit, I can't get away from it. I can't break through. The only way through, I can't escape whatever this is. So the only way through is forward. And it was to another dimension. It was a nasty trick. She knows what she did, but nasty trick. Anyways, 0 for the fool. Also, apparently, the crown of wisdom. That circles back to it being wise to know nothing. Empty your cup. The less I know, the better. Pretty rudimentary stuff, but it's prescient. So with Trump's tariffs and everything like that, it's like, hey, it could be worse. It's better than doing the same shit for the past 50 years, and you can't even walk out your door without spending $20, and $20 doesn't go far anymore. You know what I mean? Boomers don't seem to understand that our money isn't worth what it used to be, especially after COVID. Talk about the biggest transfer of wealth in human history. So, people are all agitated over change, and tariffs work, tariffs don't work. I'm willing to try anything at this point, because on the trajectory we were at with the Forbes and the CNN and everything, just the path we were on, doing the same shit for the past 50 years, our money's not going to be worth anything, in 10 years' time anyway. So we may as well try something. We got to do something here. Something different. You know what I mean? If it works, good. If it doesn't work, we'll start putting heads on sticks. What other choice we're going to have to do? I'll start having to push people down at the grocery store. And that's just the way it's going to have to be, But I just wanted to relay this little bit of wisdom, a blast from the past, from the Golden Dawn. Israel disregard. It has a pretty hefty forward. And like most good magic books, it gives you warnings. Listen, don't skip ahead too much. Be careful of just jumping right into it. Carefully consider everything you're doing. It's got a lot of Egyptology into it. The book itself looks pretty dope. Lot of Egyptology. There's a lot of diagrams. Very in depth. Kabbalah. Flaming swords. This and that. But my main takeaway was definitely this page. This is where I was with a lot of magic books, in conjunction with synchronicity, you're guided to the page that you need with all the relevant information to you, and then everything else is extracurricular as far as I'm concerned. There's some interesting stuff in there, but I haven't been called back to it. But yeah, 0 for the fool. The number systems we use, kind of irrelevant, and that's important to remember if you're dealing with a number trickster. Anyways, that's my time. Catch you on the next one.